Well, after the end of a long season, how nice is it to be rewarded with finally getting to run a race at your place?
Yeah, it's very special. We have one meet, one home meet. Last year we couldn't get on Jones Park because of conflicts. This year, hey, we're back to our home course, which is really special. We've got the pennants out there donating national championships. We've got the banners representing multiple All-Americans on our course. So it's really a neat environment. Our athletes like to run there. Spectator-wise, it's very friendly. We're ready to go.
You talked earlier to me this year about wanting to build some depth, particularly on the women's team. How do you feel like that process has gone now that you're at the end of the season?
Well, we still don't have much depth, but fortunately we're improving. We're really young on the women's side. We're getting a really nice front runner in Taylor Williams. Is really stepping up big time, and a lot of times it just pulls the other people behind them up there closer to Taylor. So we hope to continue doing that.
You've talked a lot about the guys that have been running well for you. You kind of got a threesome of them. Tell me about Henry Jones and what he's been doing to help lead this team.
Yeah, Henry Jones is a great story. Actually from my hometown in Mountain City, Kansas. He came to Emporia State as our student manager. And think about where he's gone from a manager not participating the first year to being our second runner. And maybe he's going to challenge for our first runner. And he's going to do some good things here at conference meet and the regional meet.
A lot of times you talk to coaches about making an adjustment because it's going to be so hot. Well, it's going to be way cooler on Friday. Do you make any adjustments with that?
Well, the adjustment we're going to make is we're going to relish that coolness. I mean, we've basically been working out in the morning, but it's been a lot cooler, but we've had some hot meets. And I've always tell our athletes, you put in the hard work early in the season when it's really hot, when you're in really good shape at the end of the year, and now the weather turns cool, it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to run fast.
Obviously, last match of the regular season here before you get into the MIAA championships. What do you want to see out of both of your teams to get them ready to perform their best at the MIAA tournament?
Well, we had a big step forward last week at the Gans Creek Classic on both our men's and women's sides. We just want to keep moving forward. We've put a lot of work in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we think we're ready to keep improving and do some things at conference and then hopefully regionals.
This year seems unique to me. You've done a lot of Friday meetings. I mean, how does that affect your training schedule, all of that?
Yeah, that's the thing that we're not used to. We typically have maybe 1 or 2, and it just worked out this year that the majority of our meets are on a Friday. And typically we go hard Monday, Wednesday, and then we race on Saturday, and that's about every other week. So we've had to back off a little bit on Wednesdays. We've adapted to it well. I think the one thing the athletes like, they've got a weekend when the meet's on Friday, and I'm sure coaches don't mind that either. It allows us to do some recruiting for high school. But it's something we've kind of gotten used to, and it's got the positive and the negative aspects to it.
All right, then Blake addressed the fact this is the last regular season meet. You got some time now. What do you do between now and the MIAA championships?
Yeah, well, last week was a really hard workout week for us. This week we backed off a bit. Next week we're going to go back and really hit it hard early on the week, take a couple of days off for fall break. And we feel like we can really, probably our 2 hardest workouts maybe of the year are yet to come here in the next week or 2 to prepare us. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Well, last event of the season, how do you feel the team has come together here going into the last week of the year?
I think we've all built a lot of confidence with competing in general. We started off at Jones Park, the beginning with our alumni race, had some good performances, so all excited to be back with a few more races under our belt this time.
What do you specifically like about the Jones Park course?
I'm just comfortable with it, so I love that aspect of it. I've raced there for a few years. Last year we took off at Jones, but there are some challenging parts with the big hill, but I really like the finish. There are a lot of people around there. You loop around so you can see your teammates finishing while you're coming around with about 400 to go.
And a lot of the other sports, football, basketball, everybody's in a stadium, and it's easy to get fed that energy during the game. How do you draw energy when you're out on a course, and obviously the fans may be stationary, but obviously you're not?
It helps being around teammates for sure. We all try to pack up, so if you're with one teammate throughout the race, we'll talk to each other, just say something encouraging. If there are switchbacks, sometimes we'll see teammates more if you're not right next to them, so that's really helpful. But there's not too much you can do just with the team, so just a lot of encouragement within yourself too.
Well, last thing for you, obviously, you want to put your team and yourself in the best position to be in a place to be the best you can be at the MIAA championships. What
Yep.
do you want to see from your team and from yourself at Jones Park to get you ready for that?
We're really focusing on running in a pack. That's just the easiest way to get up where we need to be. So in workouts, we've been focusing on that, just sticking together with times and paces if we can. So hopefully we'll have a good pack around me. We all just shoot for the next person, and that's the plan for this meet and the rest of them coming.
What's kind of happened this year? It seems looking at from the outside, you kind of jumped up a little bit this year. I mean, what do you think has been different this year from maybe the past year?
So I've dealt with a lot of injuries. So this year I've been able to stay pretty healthy. I had a really good base. I trained in Colorado this summer, so I got a ton of miles in there. I've just been able to run more miles, which has helped a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks.
Well, one event left. You're finally at the end of the season, running at home. How does it feel to have made it to this point of the season?
Oh, it's kind of just a dream come true that we've made it through another season. Always blessed to survive it injury free, and right now that's where our team's sitting. So we've competed really well so far. Each meet we've got a little bit better. From JK Gold, we kind of stumbled at the start, then a little bit better at Moso. Gaines Creek, we had a really good performance, and just hoping to build out to the home meet and then carry that over to conference and regionals.
So racing at home here for the last week, you kind of get a reward of being back at Jones Park this year coming up on Friday. How excited are you guys to be able to race in Emporia?
Oh, well, it's a blessing to be back at Jones compared to Trustler. Love the Jones course. It's really hilly. We were lacking that at Trustler. Really good energy there. It's really spectator friendly. We normally have a pretty good showing of athletes that come out there, people from the town. Really just love the energy and the vibes at Jones Park.
You guys have had some maybe hotter than normal races this year. It's going to be way cooler on Friday. How excited are you for that?
Well, I always look at the weather. Everyone races in the same weather, so it doesn't really ever bother me if we're racing in the heat or if we're racing in cold weather. It doesn't really make any difference on my performance because we're all racing in the same heat.
Last thing for you, in terms of what you want to see from yourself and from your team, obviously you guys want to put yourself in the best position to be in the best running shape of the year going into the MIAA championships.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to accomplish this week at the ESU Invite to put yourself in that position?
Just domination. Just go out there and crush the field. Try to go 1 through 5 if we can. That's kind of what we always aim for at the home meet. Just make sure the competition has no chance.
That's pretty impressive. Just talk a little bit. Coach Stanbrough mentioned kind of your journey here, how you came to Emporia State, weren't competing, and now you're competing, and you're one of the top 3 runners. Just kind of talk about your journey to get here.
Oh, so came here as the manager. Out of high school, I wasn't very fast. Didn't really have a lot of confidence, but then coming here as the manager, Coach Stanbrough was able to build up my confidence as a runner and really helped me just come along that way. And then I joined my sophomore year, which was COVID, as a runner and just kept grinding, kept working hard. Big believer in that if you work hard and really just put in the hours that your dreams will come true. So it's been 5 years now, and I went from running like a 17-minute 5K to hopefully 14-something this year.
Perfect. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Nice job.